Hi, boys and girls. All right. Well, I have a new book for you today. And the title of today's story is Big Mamas. And Donald Cruz wrote and illustrated this book. So he did both, the writing and the pictures. And the story is based on things that happened during Donald Cruz's childhood. And so I want you to just take a look at the front cover. What do you think is happening? And again, you can share with somebody in your family, or you can just tell me, I'm a good listener. All right. And this family is on a train and they are looking out the windows. Do you see that? Yeah, just in case you weren't sure what that is. That's them looking out the windows of a train. Now, on the back cover, there are some different illustrations that might give you an even better idea of what this story is about. Okay. And who do you see in this illustration? All right. And what are the people doing? Now, Big Mama is this older woman standing on the porch. She and Big Papa live on a farm. Let's read to find out what the children do at Big Mama's farm. He is one of my favorite authors and illustrators, so I'm really excited about this. Big Mamas, Donald Cruz. Try and read this and show you the pictures here. Did you see her? Did you see Big Mama? We called our grandma Big Mama. Now, not that she was big, but she was Mama's mama. Every summer we went to see her. Mama, my sisters, my brother, and me. Daddy had to work. He'd come later. It took 3 days and 2 nights on the train. Now we are nearly there. Can you just imagine how they're feeling, the excitement inside? What does that feel like when you're so excited, when you know you're almost there? It's almost time. Yeah, maybe some butterflies even. Cottondale, Cottondale. Next train stop, Cottondale, yelled the conductor to the nearly empty train. Don't leave no babies on this train. He made the same joke year after year. My Uncle Slake came for us by car. We always hoped he'd come with the horse and wagon, but he never did. Do you think they are excited about their visit? I'll give you a closer picture. Yeah, I think probably so. Look at them waving at each other. Even the conductor seems to know them or remember them. We crossed back over the train tracks, a turn or two along the red dirt road, and there's a train station. As a good reader, are you thinking what's coming next? Onto the lane in front of Big Mama's house. Big Mama and Big Papa were waiting for us on the porch. There were hugs and kisses and, oh my, how you've grown. And how tall you are. Is this you? When you have visited someone that you haven't seen for a while, do you get some of the same words said to you? Yeah, you guys grow so fast. Us adults don't realize how quickly you grow sometimes. Next, off with our shoes and socks. We don't need them much in the next few weeks. Now to see that nothing has changed. In the hall, the sewing machine that you had to pedal like a bicycle, the big clock over the fireplace, and the wind-up record player. The kerosene lamps and the Sears Roebuck catalogs, our room, my brothers and mine and Uncle Slank's. Across the hall, the room where my sisters and Mama slept. Next to it, Big Mama and Big Papa's room. Then to the back porch. Do you ever do that when you go maybe to Grandma and Grandpa or an aunt and uncle or a friend's house that you haven't been to for a long time? Do you go and check to see if everything's the same or if there's anything new or different? Off the porch, there were 3 rooms. The tiny extra room, no bigger than a bed in it. None of us wanted to sleep there alone. The dining room with the big round table and chairs. And next to it, the kitchen. On the porch was the washstand where we washed our hands and faces and feet. At the end of the porch was the well. We don't fall in, we were told every year. No one ever did. I'm guessing that right there is maybe the well. We stood on tiptoe to watch the bucket go down and fill with water so that we could have a drink from the dipper that hung nearby. Everything was just the same. Now, why do you think it is important to the children that nothing has changed at Big Mama's? What are your thoughts? Yeah, lots of different reasons, right? In the backyard was the chicken coop, where Sunday's dinner's chicken spent its last days. Oh, goodness. Behind the shed, full of old stuff, was the outhouse. Okay now, but scary in the dark. We stopped for a drink at the pump. We ran past the pear tree where the turkeys roosted at night. So here's the outhouse. Here's the shed. Here's the outhouse. So what is an outhouse? Do you guys even know what that is? Show you a picture. Some people still have outhouses. It's an outside bathroom. A lot of camping places might have outhouses, things that we don't really have a lot of anymore because we have bathrooms in our houses. But this was before they had bathrooms in the house. So that's why they were called outhouses, out of the house to go to the bathroom. Okay, now, what things at Big Mama's are different from what you have at home? Well, do you have a well that you pull buckets of water out of? Do you have a wash station outside your house that you wash your hands, feet, and face? Do you have an outhouse? Do you have chickens at your house? Do you have turkeys? A pear tree? Yeah, there's lots of things at Big Mama's house, right? Look at that pump. That's a pretty cool. That also takes some from the well. Under the tractor in front of the tool shed was a good place to look for nests with eggs in them. Next to the tool shed was the huge empty pot for making syrup from corn sugar juice. I dug some worms from the big pile of cane pulp. Wigglers were the best kind for fishing. I chose a pole. Do you see the poles next to it? Yeah. And that's where they made syrup. That's cool. The barn was another place to look for eggs. Onto the stable to see Nancy and Maud. Maud was friendly, but Nancy, she was a biter. Oh, who are Nancy and Maud? Yeah, the horses. Now, looking at this, which one do you think is nice and which one do you think is the biter? Now, do you know what kind of eggs they're looking for? Yeah, chicken eggs. Yeah, their chickens kind of run all over the property, and so they lay eggs wherever they want to. So they're looking for the eggs to find. And you can see here in this picture, see how the chickens are just kind of going wherever they want? So it's sometimes hard to find their eggs when you let them do that. Down the path, past the cow pen and the pig pen to the pond. The flat-bottom boat was still there. Plenty of water for fishing and swimming this year. Everything just as it should be. A fish! A fish! I got one! I yelled. Woohoo! The train whistled. Dinner time! Oh, okay. Now, what things from the story would you like to do on a farm? So if you got to go visit Big Mama, Big Papa on the farm, what of these activities or things that the kids have done would you want to do? There's a lot to choose from. Okay, awesome. It's cool that Donald Crew drew himself. Yeah, that's him. Everybody sitting around the table that filled the room. Big Mama, Big Papa, Uncle Slank, and our cousins from down the road, and all of us. We talked about what we did last year. We talked about what we were going to do this year. We talked so much that we hardly had time to eat. Oh my goodness. Nice big family. The night was jet black, except for the millions of stars. We could hardly sleep, thinking about things to come. What might the children be thinking about? Yeah, remember they were having trouble sleeping because they were thinking about all the things to come. Now, if you live in the city, do you get to see stars like this, or do you have to be out in the country where there aren't very many lights? Yeah, you have to be kind of away from the city lights to see millions of stars like that. You can see some, but you'd be amazed if you went out into the country or up in the woods or someplace like that where there aren't city lights, just how many stars you really can see. Some nights, even now, I think that I might wake up in the morning and be at Big Mama's with the whole summer ahead of me. Oh, look at that. Talk about what you notice in this illustration. And that's Donald Cruz, all grown up. Yeah. All right. So today, after you listen to the story, I have a writing task that is optional for you to do on this. So you have a different writing task that I really do need you to work on for sure. That's not optional. But if you want to answer some questions on this, there is a seesaw activity for you to do. And you can write, you can record your voice, give me your thinking. You get to decide if you would like to do that. And so please make sure that you are doing the writing task that has to do with the writing down something that you have done or something you did. And then if you have time, you can answer the questions for this book. Now, we are doing that chart, and so that talks about memory stories. And so I went ahead and filled in this story's memory part. And I just wrote down that Donald Cruz writes about his memories of visiting his grandmother's farm. He went there every summer with his family. Do you do anything like that? Do you get to go somewhere every summer? Do you get to spend a whole summer somewhere? All right. Well, I can't wait to hear what your thoughts are and what your ideas are. And I hope you guys are having a great day. And I really look forward to seeing you tomorrow at our live meeting at 9:30. Bye, guys.